Good morning, my dear students. Let's continue our journey into the space. Unit 4, lesson 5. Into space. Math and science. Now, my dear pupils, open your books on page 59. Exercise number 1, listen, read, and point. What shapes can you see around you? Here we have the wheel, the traffic sign, we have a book, we have a picture, we have a biscuit, door, house, and another book. Here you're going to look and tell me what is the shape. The wheel and the biscuit, we can find they are on a circle shape. We have the traffic sign, we have triangle sign, the book is rectangle, the picture is square, the door is rectangle, the house like a triangle, and another square at the on the under, and the book we have another square. So from the shapes that we understand from today, we have the circle, triangle, square, and rectangle. Exercise number 3, listen and read. We have some materials in everything around us is contained of material. This material is divided into things called solid, liquid, vape, and gas. Here we have the solid objects have a shape. They have a sufficient shape. Any solid around us, they have a sufficient shape. But the clouds and the vapors that we talked about before, they are made of gas. They don't have a shape. So we understand from this that the solids, they have a shape, and the gas, they don't have shape. Science. Now open your books on page 60, exercise number 1, look and read. Shadow. What is the meaning of shadow? Who can guess the meaning of shadow? Look to the pictures very well. There is a man and a kid who are standing in a place. There is a light reflecting from them, and there is a black image of them on the floor. So the image that reflects on the floor, the black image of them that reflects on the floor, we call it shadow. We call it shadow. Let's read about it again. What makes a shadow? Light travels in straight line. In straight line. The light travels this way, like this, straight line. Light can come from the sun. It can come from a flashlight or a light bulb. So the light comes from different places, whether from the sun, flashlight, or a light bulb. Light can't go through solid objects. They cannot go through a solid object. When light reaches a solid object, we see a shadow on the opposite side of the object. Look to the picture under. Here I have the shadow. I have the light bulb. I have the object in front of it. On the opposite side, it reflects its shadow, because the light, it doesn't go through the solid object, so it reflects on the opposite side to form the shadow of this object. Exercise number 2. Which of these objects doesn't make a shadow? Circle and guess why. Look to the cat. Does it has a shadow? Yes, because it has a shape, it is solid, and it has a shape. So when can the light go through the cat? No. So it will reflect and make a shadow. What about the picture of the book? The same thing as the cat. It has a sufficient shape. It is considered as a solid, so the light doesn't go through, and then there is a shadow for the book. Now, what about the glass? The glass is transparent, which means there is a transparent surface from which the light can go through to the other side. It doesn't reflect anything, so the glass doesn't make a shadow because it is transparent. When you hold the glass, you can see what's after. So this means it is transparent. So the light can go through, not like the other objects. So it goes through, so it doesn't make a shadow. So make a circle around the glass. Exercise number 3. Read and tick 2 correct sentences. We have under 4 sentences, 2 of them only will be correct. The picture says light source, the source of light that we get the light from, which is the light bulb. I have the star. It is a solid, a shape a star, and then white card as a screen. So when I get the light, it doesn't go through the solid shape, which is the star, so it reflects the shadow of the star on the white card. This is like an experiment we can do with any other objects that we have at home. Let's make a tick or cross to make it easier for you beside the sentences we're going to read. Number 1, light travels in straight lines. Right or wrong? It is right. Make a tick beside number 1. Number 2, light can go through solid objects. No, light can't go through solid objects. So number 2 is wrong. Number 3, light can come from different things. Yes, true. Make a tick. We can get the light from the sun, we can get light from the flashlight, we can get light from the light bulb. Number 4, we see a shadow next to the object. Is it next to the object, that it reflects next to the object? Wrong. It is opposite side, the opposite side of the object, not next to, the opposite side. Why do we have day and night? Day means morning, night, at night when it's dark. Why do we have day and night? Let's see. Here we have some pictures of the earth, the sun, and we find the earth that has an orbit. Orbit is like a path. Do you know the road that the cars move on? The same thing, each planet in the solar system has an orbit, a path that goes through around the sun, The sun stands still, and all the planets move around. I have here the earth, and we can see the sun rays that coming, and it's sending the sun rays to a particular part of the earth. Okay, now my dear pupils, open your books on page 61. Here we find the sun, the light rays, and the earth. Half of its part is daytime and the other part in the night part. What happens that there is a change and we have day and night? The earth, let's read together. The earth orbits the sun, which means that it is moving in like an oval, low oval path, like a circle, not a circular path, an oval, like the egg. So it is moving around, it orbits around the sun, it moves in its path around the sun. This means it travels around the sun in a circle. It takes how many days? 365 days to orbit the sun. To complete a full circle, it takes from the Earth 365 days to complete one circle, one turn. This is a year, so 1 year equals 365 days. 1 year equals 365 days. The Earth also spins on its axis. What's the meaning spins? Spins, it is moving around itself, its axis, which means it is still, but it is moving on its axis. It's moving on its axis. It is in a circular way. In a circular way. It takes 24 hours. This means 1 day and 1 night. So 1 day, complete 1 day, 1 morning, and complete 1 night equals 24 hours. 24 hours. When it is daytime, in the morning, when it is daytime, we can see the light from the sun. We can see the light from the sun. When it is night time, we can't see the light from the sun. When it is daytime in Egypt, it is night time in New Zealand, because Egypt is in one part of the earth which is facing to the sun, and New Zealand is on the other part which is not facing the sun. It is in the night time. It is in the dark part. So there is a difference. But when the earth spins in front of the sun, it changes. So when it comes, New Zealand comes in front of the sun, it is daytime, and Egypt becomes at night time, and so on. So the earth orbits around the sun. Here is the sun. For example, the pencil, it is the sun. And my hand, I have here the circle, this is the earth. It is moving around the sun, okay, orbits the sun. So it takes how many days? 365 days, which means 1 year. To complete only one orbit, it takes 365 days, 1 year. But what about the day and the night? When the earth turns it spins in its axis like this. It turns in its axis in front of the sun. It changes the day and the night. Day and night, morning and night. It takes how many hours? 24 hours, which equals complete 1 day and 1 night. Exercise number 2. Now, we read the text. Now we are going to circle the correct answer according to the text. Number 1, it takes 24 days or 365 days for the earth to travel around the sun. Circle 365 days. Number 2, the earth sits or spins on its axis. Spins. Make a circle around, spins. Number 3, 24 hours is 1 day, 2 days, and 1 night or 2 nights. Correct. 24 hours is 1 day and 1 night. Number 4, when it is daytime, we can see the light from the sun or we can't see the light from the sun. Daytime means morning, so we can see the light from the sun. Now, according to what you understood from the passage, now you're going to read, think and answer. Why is it colder at night? Why we feel that it is a little bit colder when it is at night? Because there's no sunlight, there's no heat that comes from the sun, so it is a little bit colder at night. How long is 1 day? how long is one night? One day, I'm going to divide 24 hours into 2. So I'm going to say 12 hours and one day and 12 hours one night. Altogether, we can say 24 hours is one day and one night. The moon. The moon. The moon, we can find the moon in different shapes every night in the sky, right? Now, I need you to look in your books on page 62. Listen and read. Here we have the sun. I have the sun. I have the earth. And at the same time, there is a moon here. There is a moon here. Okay? Let's read together. At night time, we can see the moon in the sky. The moon doesn't make light. It doesn't make light. Okay? How we can see the light coming from the moon? What happens? It reflects the light from the sun. So the light coming out from the moon at night, it is only a reflection from the light, reflection of light from the sun. The moon orbits the earth. We said that the earth orbits the sun, but the moon orbits the earth. The moon orbits the earth. It is moving around the earth. It takes about 27 days to orbit the earth. How many days for the moon to orbit the earth? 27 days. 27 days. The moon looks different as it orbits the earth. Sometimes we can see all of it. Sometimes we can only see a small part of it. So it looks differently according to its orbit around the earth. What orbits the sun? The earth. What orbits the earth? The moon. The earth takes 365 days to orbit the sun. What about the moon? It takes 27 days to orbit the earth. The moon takes 27 days to orbit the earth. How we can see the light coming out of the moon? It's only a reflection of light from the sun. It reflects the light. Here the sun sending light rays to the moon and it is reflecting it on earth. And it looks differently according to its orbit. Sometimes we see the full moon, all of it, and sometimes we see small parts only of it. Exercise number 2, read again and complete. We can see the moon at night, where? Where we can see? In the sky. Number 1, right, sky, at night. Number 2, the moon, the earth. What does the moon do to the earth? Orbits, orbits. Here is the earth and here is the moon. It orbits the earth. Orbits, right? The word orbits. It takes 27 what? For the moon to orbit the earth in 7 minutes, hours or days? Supers. 27 days for the moon to orbit the earth. Number 4, the moon, light from the sun. Reflects. The moon reflects light from the sun. Values. Values. Now, my dear pupils, I need you to open page 63. Here, you're going to listen and read. What you're going to do, you're going to listen and read. What kind of values we can get? How can you find out about the world around you? How can you get the information? Find out the information about the world around you. Many ways. Number 1, we can read. You can read books. You can read books about the world around you. Number 2, you can read magazines. You can read books or magazines. Number 3, you can ask questions. You can ask your mom, your dad, your teacher, or your elder sister or brother. You can ask questions. Number 4, you can find out information online via internet. You can find out information online. So I have many ways, many means to get the information about anything around me, whether about the world around me, about the astronomy, about sports, about any field I want to know about. So whether by reading books, reading magazines, asking questions, people who are older than me, and find out the information online via internet. There is so much to discover about our world. Read, ask, find out, and learn. So you have always to get the value of the things around you by getting more information about things around you, by reading, asking, and finding out and learning. Exercise number 2, look and check or cross. You will make a check or make a cross. Look to the 2 pictures. What can you think? The girl is standing by the window and doing like this. She's not doing anything. She's just free of thinking and not doing anything, just standing by the window. The boy is doing experiments. He is in the science lab. He is in a lab, he is making experiments, he is finding something, he is looking for something. So he is working on himself. He is trying to get information. He wants to learn. Which one is better? To live like this without any, you don't have anything to think about, or you have to learn more about things around you? Of course, you need to learn more about the things around you, about the world around you. Knowing more and learning, finding out and reading is much better than not doing anything. So make a cross in front of the first picture and a tick beside the second picture. Exercise number 3, read, think, and answer. Number 1, how do you find out about the world? How do you find out? We said that we have many ways or many means we get the information about anything around us, especially about the world around us, by reading, learning, finding out, and asking. What are you curious about? Curious means I'm so interested that I want to know more about this thing. This is curious. You want to know very much about this thing, whether in different fields, in astronomy, science, sports, anything around you. You can choose whatever you want, what you are curious about, you can write it down. Thank you, my dear students. See you in the next unit, inshallah. Thank you so much.